It says we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Better for the Day. I'm Al. That is Curvaceous Carmen.
Why you have to say that?
You're not curvaceous.
But why did you have to describe me that way? I'm just Carmen.
Cool Carmen.
Why I gotta have an adjective? Is it an adjective?
I don't know. She doesn't want to be curvaceous today.
I'm curvaceous every
So
day.
we call her Cool Carmen. Yep, it says we're live here. Last week, well, first of all, I hope everybody had a great day. For those who didn't, try to shake it off. Get back in the game. Last week we went to a marriage retreat. And anyone that's in a relationship, this is the reason we come on today. We're gonna give you a recap of last week because it was some really good stuff. Anybody that's in a relationship, I would encourage you to find something to give you. I wouldn't say strategies.
Yeah,
strategies.
Yeah, I called it intel.
To give you data, intel on improving your relationship. I learned so much this weekend. And then my wife put a video on the other day that we're going to get into later that really enlightened me to some things in regards to our women. At some point, we have to assume responsibility for some of the men. A lot of people call it attitudes. Say black women got attitudes, but I'm going to say for some of the, I can say mental anguish that our women go through, if we put them in a position where they have to be independent, they have to pretty much learn how to survive. Dealing with knuckleheads like us. But we'll get to that later. This was the flyer of the place that we went to. These were our facilitators that's Dr. Dave on the, like they can see me pointing at. And the orange shirt is Dr. Dave, that's Bob, Miss Diana, and Pastor Byrne. Here's another picture of them. This is Pastor Byrne and Dr. Dave. Another picture somewhere in here. If I can find it. This is Dr. Dave and Pastor Byrne again. This place was amazing. Picture of the house we were in. This is the house we were in. Was it
30 bedrooms?
30 bedrooms and 23 bathrooms?
No, they were on.
Because some of the bedrooms had a shared bathroom.
Right. But all the rooms had a bathroom. It's just the Jack and Jill ones with the bunk beds. So had a shared bathroom.
Would you say 30 bathrooms? All right, we'll say 30 bathrooms. 30 bathrooms. There's another picture I can't find. This was one of the sunrises. We were able to see out there every morning. The sunrises were amazing, and the weather was off the chain. I believe it may have gotten down to 60 at the coldest.
At the low, right?
At the coldest. This picture here of Dr. Dave and Pastor Byrne. Is that the one pool? Is that the hot tub? No, that's the pool, right?
Yeah.
So that's the pool that I thought I had a full picture of the pool, but I don't.
Because it has like a hot tubby kind of like a jacuzzi kind of a thing, and then they have the regular pool.
This was the eating area where we had our sessions. You could see that it was really, really nice. Really, really nice. Some of the sessions that we had. And what else I got here? What's this? Oh, that's the third floor. Look at me, big boy. And it was a really, really nice time. got a chance to pour into my wife. She got a chance to pour into me. We got a chance to pour into other couples.
Yeah.
There was such a variation of, like, some couples were married 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah.
And then you had, I think he said 65 years. The Shackelfords.
They've been. Yeah,
they were married like.
Mm-hmm.
Whew,
Mm-hmm.
it's a long time. 65 years.
You could do 65, can't you?
Ain't got no choice.
Yeah. You have choices.
I do.
That's what you're saying.
You said I have choices, and I said
we
I
all
do.
have choices.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Okay.
So yeah, from 6 months to 65 years, it was just a good medley of people. One of the sessions that I enjoyed was we watched this video with Miles Monroe, and he talked about baking a cake. And I shared this with my wife, how we were asked to facilitate a group, and we had two other couples there, and everybody gave their rendition of what they got from the video. The amazing thing to me, like I shared with my wife, was nobody talked about making a cake together.
Together, right.
They all talked about, which was good because we didn't have enough time to go in depth to really get into that. But I just found it amazing that nobody talked about making a cake together. So at the end of this session, I think I commented on, I don't know what the heck I talked about. I talk about so much. But I think I commented on how it's important that we try to compile both of our ingredients so that cake comes out that we both can eat it.
Right.
Because you make a cake over here and I make a cake over there. We just got two cakes.
Right.
So that was a really good session. We had another session where Dr. Dave went with the girls, with the women, and Pastor Byrne went with the men, and which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was refreshing. This was our second year,
right?
So we kind of was prepared for whatever kind of took place.
Yeah, and we didn't talk in King James. There was none of that.
Nah, it was just...
It was real and relevant.
Yeah,
meaning it was just regular conversations, talked about real issues, addressed them out loud, not in private. We're all grown folks. And but nobody felt it was a safe place for you to share. And it was good. It was good.
So, hey, Mima. So, what did you get out of it?
I got some sun.
It was relaxing for me. It was just a chance to get away.
It was a great
and
chance
not talk about work.
That part. You
see that? That part is for women. That's not for us dudes. That term is for women. All right, got that out.
Why did you put a gender on that term?
That part. See how you looked at me? You see how you looked at me? You see how you looked at me? That's why. To me, it's just some terms that, like, you in the middle of a conversation with a dude, he goes that part. Like, that goes along the line with that period. Like, why are you saying that stuff?
I don't know.
That's not that. You want to see something funny? Let me show you something even more funny. If it'll pull up. Michelle is a trip. Hold on. Let me find it. She goes a bunch of things. What men shouldn't say.
Oh.
She said, period. I said what I said. Girl, bye. I've heard guys say that. Carmen, I'm not lying to you.
No.
We're getting off the subject, but we're gonna get this out of the way. Smacking the lips when they talking, grabbing air when they talking.
Oh.
Yeah. Head and eye rolling when talking. And what's the other one? Oh, that's a curse. We ain't cursing tonight. And then she goes, I'll let you know if I think of more. Tuck, what's up? Yeah, that's off subject. We just got off subject. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the retreat.
Oh, so I asked
what did I get out of it? I got out of it that it's work.
Mm-hmm.
It's work. You give your energy to your 9 to 5. You got to give your energy to your marriage.
Okay.
Stop taking your partner for granted.
Okay.
An intent and being intentional.
Yes, intentional.
Meaning intentionally listen, hear what they say, hear what they like, what they don't like.
Okay.
What they want, what they don't want.
I don't know what that just meant, but
no, but that's what I got. Got to put in the work.
So I got a bunch of notes here.
What did you get, sir?
I'm about to read my notes.
Okay, he's going to read his notes.
You can't have a covenant you can't work in.
Ooh.
All right. We'll go back to review these. What's up, Rev? You got to bring your own effort.
Yes.
Communication. Understand that it's okay not to understand, but to always be respectful and accepting. There's no call out and no sick days in the covenant.
No, at all.
If you're ever plotting against your mate, then you're not in love.
No.
Intention, purpose. What's up, Karen? Sacrifice, planning, effort, habituality. That word?
Habituality?
I wrote one.
It's
a word now.
It's your word.
Consistency, loyalty, and prayer.
Yes.
Don't give to get.
Correct. Yes. We, as human beings, we operate a lot on the reward system. Reward system.
Covenant has no retirement plan.
No. You die.
Purposely love each other and actively satisfy each other. Real love works.
Yeah.
What else I got? I got a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
Says, make the time to listen to their answers.
Wow.
This is good. Every church will give praise where answers are given. Does that make sense? So it was explained to us how if I don't understand your answer, but I still got an answer, I'm to praise because I got an answer. That it makes sense. Every answer you get is not going to be the answer you want. But it's an answer.
It's an answer, right? It's their answer.
It's an answer.
It might not be what you want to hear, but it's an answer.
Okay.
Got it.
Be praise for that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You are accountable for what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Speak life into your spouse.
Yes.
And so I forgot what the demonstration was, but they started talking about the root, and it brought me back to Pastor Cedric. I don't know if you remember when he talked about the root at the ordination.
Mm-hmm.
And so Pastor Byrne was asking the question, you got to know where your words are coming from.
Yes.
So we had a pretty much what you call them? Intense. What was an intense fellowship?
Intense fellowship.
Wasn't it?
It wasn't that intense.
We got to the root of where it was coming from.
Right.
This is important in relationships. A lot of times when there's a disagreement, it's not about the disagreement.
Right.
The disagreement is the platform.
Right.
It's the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to understand that as the head, that what's going on is really not what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But before I used to get an attitude.
Right.
It's no longer about getting an attitude. Prophet Vicky said something a long, long time ago. She said how Apostle Charlie loved the hell out of her.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do that for each other.
Yeah.
Because there's things inside of us that Sometimes you don't even know it's there.
Right.
It just takes the right situation for that thing to pop up.
Right.
But if you sit and you get an attitude, nothing gets resolved.
Correct.
So, where's the words coming from? What created the words? And then when we find out where the words are coming from, let's dissolve it.
Right.
Let's dissolve it. Let's not sit back and be like, oh, I can't believe this. Yeah, you believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it. So that was good. Like, and it reminded me of Pastor Cedric when he talked about the root, how, and I wrote something. Is it today? Let me see if I can find it. You cooking noodles?
No.
Smell like noodles.
Mm-mm.
This is from way back. I think I read it today. See if I can find it. So funny.
Nothing.
It's worth reading. That's why I'm trying to find it.
No, it's just.
It's going to be a shame if I can't find it.
That.
You can say it. That part. That's yours. You have to do that.
No, I'm just saying you didn't clip it.
I forgot that was part of what they talked about.
Mm.
So when I read it, I was like, that's good. I don't know if I can find it. Give me another.
Can you paraphrase it?
I'm going to in a minute. All right, so it was out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, and it is the true feelings and emotions. That's right, Karen. And this was one of the. This is crazy. This was one of the flyers they gave us. What did I do with it?
You talking about the handout?
Yeah, one of the handouts. Let me find it. That they gave us. See if I can find it. Marriage getaway, session. I don't know what I did with the daggone thing. I'm gonna find it.
I see.
Let me get back to the comments. Come on. Let me find it. Our show is really live. ain't none of this prepared. Not a bit of it.
It's really live.
Just really live.
Ain't fake live.
No, it ain't fake live. It ain't none of this prepared. Come on. But it was a picture of a mouth.
Picture of a mouth. So the heart.
Nah, it was a picture of a mouth and it had bullets flying out the mouth.
Oh, where is it?
It was here.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
I saw that on Facebook.
How did we get here?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me find Let me find it. I want y'all to see this picture. If I take time to find something, it's because it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Not that row of pictures, huh? Nope, not that row of pictures. I think it's in here. Give us time. Give us time. Give us time. Give us time.
It's not there.
Here it goes. Right here.
Oh,
I knew it was here. Save. Death. I thought I saved it. Apparently I didn't. And in a covenant, this is Karen Baker, says in a covenant, we must listen to, understand, and hear, and not to form our responsibility. That's correct.
mm-hmm.
That is correct.
I think that comes from us being on the defense, always looking to defend yourself, opposed to listening intently to what's being said.
So hold on. This is her comment. Take her comment down. This is the photo I was talking about. You know, and as you can see, it's showing bullets.
Yeah.
So there's really no life in that right there. So to go back to what Carmen just talked about, there's a video on Facebook that she put up, and it talked about the independency of our women and how we have positioned them to be independent because as knuckleheads, and we can even come out. Let's just say the person is not a knucklehead because there's been no schooling. We don't know how to handle our women. There's nobody around who can show us, who has shown us how to handle our women. And so it's trial and error.
Right.
It's mostly trial and error. And a lot of times, a lot of damage happens.
Yeah.
Internal damage that we don't see.
Right.
And so it puts our women in a position of defense.
Right. Well, what they was talking about in the video was why women say they don't need a man is because, like you said, we were pushed in the position. If you are a absentee father, meaning you're not active in the family, in the children's lives, in the day-to-day with the kids, how are you expecting, what is she supposed to do? Because things have to move on for the kids. So she is going to run to every event. She's going to make things happen for the kids. So she operates as a single parent, as the one parent. And then now the father comes along and now wants to be a participant. It's hard for her to relinquish what she was doing because she's been operating that way, don't want to be let down anymore. You know, so that she's not let down, she's going to continue to move in that vein. But until you have a conversation with the Holy Spirit and you two come to an understanding and we respect each other, then you have to trust that what happened before isn't going to happen again.
I think the issue with us is we misunderstand it as a lack of submission.
Yes.
We think because of the independency and you know, we never take into consideration the part we played in creating that.
Right.
And what's up, Maisha? Poochie. And when you come to the realization that you played a part in creating that, you'll start to go, okay, I see why that's like that. It does not mean that that woman is not submissive.
Right.
She's just had to fend for herself for so long.
Right.
And those kids that it puts her in that position.
Right.
So now you want to come in and be the head and all this. You have to ease your way in there. You can't, you know, and women, that's not to say women, I can say both women and men. We react off tones.
Yes.
And we react off patterns. And anything similar to what happened before is going to remind us of what happened before.
Same with women, yeah.
I said women and men.
Oh, yeah,
women and that's something that takes a lot of practice to not. It's not that you can't remember it, but you can't let the behavior that usually follows that come into play. You know what I'm saying? That takes a lot, because as soon as anything reminds you of what happened in the past, you're going to fall back into that mode. And it's in that mode that people, black women have attitudes and black men got attitudes.
Right.
We do as well. But a lot of our women have been positioned that way because of what we've put them through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we got to take responsibility for that.
Right.
Is it a hard pill to swallow? Of course it is. But it's not about correcting it. It's about, how do I fit in there? What can I do? Because, what a lot of people don't understand is that's a solidified position. Y'all don't come out of that. It's hard for y'all to come out of that.
It's not an overnight thing.
It's very hard to come out of that.
I won't say it's solidified. It can be changed. But I mean, you have to.
That has to be an inside job.
It's an inside job. It definitely is.
The dude has nothing or can do nothing besides try to enhance his position as the provider and things of that nature. Because one of the things that brings security to the household is finances. That's just how it is.
Right.
When the finances get low, there can be a lot of stress in the house.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But the outlook on the future has to be on the table, so she'll know what they're striving for.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
we need to. It's that sense of security.
Right. Like, tomorrow's no. Where we gonna be at a year from now? Or these things need to be talked about, so the temporary situation doesn't become monumental.
Right.
But you got to, what's up, Kev? But you got to stick to the plan.
Yeah.
You got to stick to the plan. So I think in regards to myself, I'm learning to not become upset when something, like my wife disagrees with something. Usually when my wife disagrees with something, I get upset and all. It's no longer about being upset. It's about dissolving the situation.
Correct.
It's not about
dissolving or resolving.
It's about dissolving that situation. The resolution is part of the dissolving.
Oh, okay.
That situation needs to be fizzled out.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Not ignored.
It can't be ignored.
Okay.
We got to get past it's not that big.
No.
You're not in a position to say that.
Right.
Because it's not you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's hard when you got two strong people and a lot of stuff, even if it comes out of my mouth, I know she don't understand it. It's not about understanding. It's about, okay, let me change that. It's not about me understanding how I understand. It's about me understanding what she's saying.
Right.
So that I can go, okay, if this is what she meant, then this is where I need to position myself.
Right.
This is what I need to do. It doesn't need to be a blow-up situation all the time. It doesn't, all that yelling and screaming resolves nothing.
No.
You walking around the house, nobody's talking to each other. I'm sick of that. I don't like that no more. I don't like us not being intimate with each other. I don't like it.
Right.
I don't like it. So that video, if you can go, is it on your page? Did you share it to the Sunday Night Vibe page?
I don't know.
So Karen Baker says, I was 38 when I got married. Correct. That was me. I had to really let the independent woman die and embrace submission as a good thing and relinquish control as he followed the Holy Spirit. And the minute he was not following the Holy Spirit, I would for years until I was delivered, and that controlling independent spirit would show up. Ain't what I heard, Karen, but we're going to leave it.
You're going to leave her alone.
Ain't what I heard, Karen. We're going to leave it like that. I just don't think it's an easy thing to relinquish. It's security.
It was our safety net.
It's safety.
It was our safety net.
I know I'm good here.
Yeah, because I got all my bases covered. Yeah,
I know I'm good here.
Yeah,
you know, if this nigga acts sideways, I'm good here.
right.
And we, you know, sometimes in some relationships, the dude inherits that. He may not have played a part in the creation of that. But because that he's in a relationship with this person, he will inherit that. Now, I believe in a situation like that, that's wrong. Because it's almost like you don't even give that person a chance. I'm already in this mode. In anything similar to what I experienced before, this is how I'm gonna operate. You got to give that person a chance. You know what I'm saying? But that's hard. It's really, really hard to go, okay, because as soon as something similar, our bodies, and I'm not going to get into that conversation, but our minds work off remembrance, and it changes into a behavior. You know, and we're on auto, and now we're on autopilot based off what's happened, and we're not giving what's happening a chance.
Right.
We got to, and that was one of the things they spoke about at the conference, being in the moment, not allowing something you've heard to trigger how things were. That's hard.
Right.
That is really, really, but it's doable. I pulled this article up. I don't have it in my, it's in my other computer. The Power to Pause. I found that article, and it's amazing what happens if you pause. It's amazing what happens when you pause. I'm talking about as soon as you about to say something, stop. As soon as anything is about to come out your mouth, stop. Stop. Just stop. And it's almost like another thought of action comes to mind.
This is it.
That's on your page, right?
I shared it on the Sunday Night Vibes.
Yeah. So it's on my wife's page. It's something called Men Speak Real Talk. I'll
share it again. It's on the Sunday Night Vibes page.
I don't know how to bring videos off of Facebook onto my what's the name, but that's a whole
What is this? Better for today?
Yeah.
Want me to share it there?
You can share it, but I still don't know how to bring the video off of Facebook.
Oh.
You got to bring it off Facebook into a file and then upload it on here. All right, so yeah, I don't know, we went left, but that's okay. We are taught to pause and think 5 times before speaking. Who teaches that, Poochie?
Yeah, that sounds like a self-taught thing.
Yeah, where's that teaching at?
Yeah, because I don't want it.
I mean, it's good teaching. If somebody can teach you how to pause.
Teach you how to pause and then what?
She said, teach you how to pause and think 5 times before speaking.
I don't know. That sounds
the
like
Nation of Islam, she said.
Oh, wow.
Is that in a book or something, Poochie? Or some sort of a teaching pamphlet? Because I would love to have that. You know, real talk. That's really good.
That sounds more on the art of debate.
Well, not really. If you can pause and think 5 times before you talk, what you were about to say will never come out. You'll come off autopilot. You'll come right off autopilot because now you got a variety of thoughts that you can give in response to whatever was said. Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
I heard it differently.
How'd you hear it?
I heard it like it was like I'm pausing, but I'm pausing, preparing. Like I'm gonna get into a debate.
Nah, you're pausing because what you're about to say can be catastrophic. You know what I mean? And a lot of us don't pause because I gotta get in this fight.
Yes.
I gotta get in this fight. Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
You don't know who you're talking to. It took me a minute to come out of that. Like, she's talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's higher I got to get to the camera. There's no higher hierarchy. I don't know.
Hierarchy.
That's not for a relationship.
No, it's not.
That's not for a relationship.
No.
There's no ruler and there's no subjects.
Right.
This thing is side by side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If she lose, I lose.
Yeah.
If I lose, she lose. So I'm gonna get back to my notes. We were talking about where your words are coming from, getting to the root of things. So they gave an example of how it's important to say words of affirmation in the morning.
Yes.
And how a whole day can be carried off of one word. Honey, I love you. Have a great day.
Yeah.
You know, or like me and Pastor Byrne talked about this. I used to write a lot of poems.
Yes.
And she said, her and Dr. Dave, she told us. But, you know.
I did.
Okay. I beg to differ. Resolve, then dissolve. It can't be dissolved until it's dissolved. It can't be
dissolved until it's resolved.
And that's what we said, Winnie. You must have just came on. Kevin says dissolving and resolving. That's not how we said. It said when you resolve it and then it dissolves. Did I say that? How did I say it?
You said dissolve, and I said, you mean resolve.
Mm-hmm.
And you said we're dissolving it. The dissolving of it
comes from the resolving.
From the right.
Didn't I say that?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said the dissolving of it comes from the resolution.
Correct.
Right. So the resolution is correct, Winnie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the comment went. Okay. What does that mean? I beg to differ. What does that expression mean? I beg to differ. What are you begging for?
I don't know.
I have a thing about cliches, Winifred, so don't pay me no mind. Cliches just throw me like I beg to differ.
Pipe down.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm getting off subject. Getting off subject. And you can be carried off of one word in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I explained that. So we had a thing. I don't know who that is. I don't agree. Well, I can send you the link, Winifred. You can come on and express why you do not agree. Here's your invite. Click the link. Anybody wants to come on and voice their opinion, the link is in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is as well. Oops, excuse me. On the bottom.
Why are you begging? Laugh out loud.
That's what beg to differ means. Oh, I don't agree. Oh, I got it. I was lost. Like, I don't agree. Wait a second. I beg to differ means I don't agree.
Right.
That's a hell of a turn.
Yeah. Let's not go down that road.
Okay.
No.
All right.
We'll do that later.
Where was that? Oh. So a gentleman gave an analogy, hey, Janelle, of a window. I don't know if you remember this. We were talking about the difference between being transparent and being open.
Oh, yes.
Right. That means she don't agree. Well, somebody woke me up.
You gonna leave my mommy alone.
She go back in the comments and see we went through that.
Leave my mommy alone.
So somebody was, bro, Kevin, I don't pay. He's laughing at my joke, Winnie. But anyway, so somebody was talking about in a relationship, you need to be transparent.
Right.
And so a gentleman said, there's a difference between transparency and open.
Yeah.
He gave her the analogy of the window.
Right.
He said, you can look through that window. That's being transparent. He said, but can you walk through there
Mm.
in order to see what's on the other side? He said, so in a relationship, transparency is good, but being open is better.
Yes.
Because now I'm inside where you don't let nobody else at.
Right.
I thought that was amazing. I never ever, I didn't have a reason to think about transparency and open.
Right.
Because I think we're pretty open.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
I think we are.
You
Some people want to tell me.
I'm going to check my pastellis.
Yeah, and I thought that was good. A lot of us, I did a study. I think she's cooking something. I did a study, I think 2 weeks ago, on truth versus honesty. Truth versus honesty. You can literally be truthful and not be honest.
Mm.
Like you can state the facts, but are the facts the whole story?
Still being deceptive.
And there's a level of deception and manipulation in there that a lot of us operate in that we don't talk about.
True.
Because there's some things we don't want somebody knowing about us.
Right.
Well, your wife should pretty much know everything about you.
Yes.
And if you find yourself to be this person we're talking about, you might want to go see a therapist to help you with that, because that was my problem for a really long time. I'm going to tell you a little bit, but I ain't going to tell you everything. I ain't going to tell you everything. I got to hold something back. It was only hurting me. It wasn't hurting nobody else, because the truth's going to come out. Okay. What else did we talk about? I think we talked about the cake already. So here's some of the pamphlets, not pamphlets. I'm gonna call them pamphlets. They were pieces of paper. This one was the 5 love languages. I don't know if y'all can see that. But the 5 love languages. Who's Jessica Mitchell?
I don't know.
Hey, Jessica. This is the 5 love languages. This is actually a book that didn't Apostle Charlie write a book called the 5 love languages?
4 or 5.
Let's see. I believe the apostle of our church, you could be truthful and not be honest. You know who Kevin is, Combs?
No.
That's Pop's son.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I can find this book, but I believe he wrote a book.
He did.
Called the 5 love languages. That's really good. D. Morrison, what's up? What else do I have on here? There was a bunch of papers they gave us. Let me see.
The pictures with the 2 hearts. And it showed the 1 heart, the healthy heart, and then the one with congestive heart failure, because they have blockages. It's how we have blockage in our heart that won't allow us to allow the love to come in. You don't have it. You didn't put it in there.
I'm from the Well Church.
Oh, I know who Jessica is.
My wife says she knows you. My wife knows everybody.
She's the snobby chef who makes great food.
Oh, that's right. Your food is pretty good.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and I don't say that about a lot of people.
Mm-mm.
Let me find this. You messaged me? That's the video, right?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna watch that. I want to find this. That's the other one.
What are you looking for?
It's the heart thing you just talked about.
I didn't see you take a picture of it.
Even them pictures. We'll find it another time. All right, so We did the analogy of the window.
Mm-hmm.
They said this that I thought was real. I wrote it down, so it must have been important. Vitamins, sleep, diet, exercise, and laughter helps your relationship.
Correct.
Well, we got the laughter part down pat.
Yes, we did.
We could actually give people some laughter.
I think we could. Yeah, we got laughter.
But the diet, exercise, laughter, vitamins, and sleep, they said will help when it comes to like disagreements. I thought that was pretty profound. I was like, wow.
Well, think about it. If you lack of sleep, you're tired, and just things don't feel like they're going right, I have a little bit of an attitude. Not in the mood to doing anything or want to hear nothing contrary to how you feeling right now.
Stress reliever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought this comment, it's going to ruffle some feathers, but Miles Monroe, watching the video, he literally said, do not marry because of love.
Yes.
And I said, he said, love, what's up, Yaya? He said, love should not be at the height of why you marry somebody. And I said, what? And so they stopped the video.
That's right.
And they fast forwarded it and they explained to me why. That's another story. But I thought that would be quite amazing. Because is that enough? Is that enough to hold you when things get tough?
I can't remember what the other part was though.
It's on YouTube. I'm not pulling it up, but I just wrote it down. It says, "Don't marry a person because of love," but it's right underneath "Pray every day." Isn't that funny? Yeah. When he says, just like there is a difference in loving basically someone and being in love with somebody. Explain that, Winifred. Explain that. I think I kind of understand what you're saying, but explain that. But I think this is just alology here. He was just basically talking about today. Basically, it means being grounded. Okay. Love might not be enough to pull you through when the spouse is acting crazy. Hey, Marissa, is love enough? I believe in our situation, it was your covenant with God.
Yeah.
I don't think it was love because at some point you're like, this nigga crazy. I'm just keeping it real. Like, like.
It was more than love.
It's got to be more.
It was more than love. Yeah.
It's got to, like at the beginning, that makes you feel good. 3 months in, you're like, there's this show that comes on TV now called For My Man. You ever watch the show? It's these women who fall in love with these guys and they marry them. They marry them like without doing an investigation. And these dudes is crazy.
I'm not one of them.
You was?
No, I wasn't. Those women did crime.
No, you didn't do anything, but that part of our relationship, you was left out of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was purposely done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But these chicks,
they crazy.
It's not them. It's the dude. They don't do. This is just me. Alology. Do some investigation on this dude or this chick you talking about spending the rest of your life with. Don't just, hey, he makes me feel good.
Well, it's got to be
anything
beyond
new.
The
anything
draws.
New makes you feel good.
I was gonna say, I think it has to be beyond the draws. I don't think that you go into relationships to be a spy, but you have to. I think time and your due diligence. People can't. You can only fake for so long, if you get what I mean.
Say it again now?
You can only fake a behavior for us. It's not a. You can't keep the pretense on. You're the real you.
Who that person is going to come out. It's going
to come out. Yeah, eventually. But
so do some investigate. I mean,
it's time and not giving your cookie up before it's done.
I just think
But women are now
6 months.
hypersexual time, so people they walk down the street and want to give it up.
That's just a facet. What I'm saying is marriage, the marriage. Like, why are you marrying this person? There's got to be more. It's just, to me, and this is just my opinion, it just needs to be a little bit more than just love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the plan?
What's the plan? What is the plan?
What's the plan?
What we doing?
What we doing?
After the pretty dress and we fed everybody, the big party and everything, now what?
Now what are we doing?
Now you realize he ain't got a job, a real job, and he ain't got no plans.
He got no plans. PlayStation.
He got in PlayStation. That's his plan. Or if this don't work out, to go to his mother's house.
I'm just. You got to protect yourself, and I'm not saying that to discourage you.
Oh no,
from being married, but people say marriage is work. Marriage is not work. Marriage is labor. Understand the difference. Did I lose you?
Yeah.
Okay. Work can be either enjoyable or unenjoyable. Make your marriage a labor of love.
Okay. I was going to say, labor is not fun.
It depends on what you're doing it for.
Man. If you try to birth,
I ain't talking about no kid. I can never understand that, but understand you can't drink from an empty cup.
No.
You cannot. That's good. Love is duty. Never enter a situation with secrets. Yeah, Dennis came on late. Yeah. You got to understand that you got, even like me and my wife grew up in the same projects, but we grew up in two totally different households.
Right.
Totally different households. So our way of thinking was just different.
Totally different. Yeah. Our processings were different.
We were together a long time before we got married.
Yeah.
I mean, a long time. And then she decided it was time to get married. I'm being serious. Let me tell you something. I didn't know nothing about what this thing was about. She said, let's get married. I said, okay, no problem. I didn't have no plans on, let me be correct when I say this. Loving her as a husband should was not even on my radar.
No, because you didn't know.
What I know about being married. We lived on Myrtle Avenue. I'm still in the streets.
Right.
You know? Okay, that's my wife. That's what marriage meant to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm being serious. That's my wife.
I made my girlfriend my wife.
She's my wife.
Yeah.
I had no clue what it meant.
Right.
Not a clue.
Mm-hmm.
And so we came down here for a family reunion, 1994, and I was like, "This is nice." I thought this was an ideal place to raise more than anything my son, because I could not have that dude growing up underneath me and my brother CB in those projects. He would have never had an identity.
Right.
We never had an identity. So we moved here, and it was rocky for a long time. Some of the cats from the project, what did Winnie say? Al, one comes in time and the other is just an initial feeling basically post-intercourse. Okay, I like that. And hey, what's up, D? And I ran into some cats from the projects down here, and I was back doing the same thing. Then I met some dudes that was here, and I've always had a position, so boom. And then one Easter, I told my wife, I'm gonna go to church and show you them dudes is phony, this, that, and the third.
Don't introduce me to nobody.
I ain't hugging nobody.
I ain't shaking no hands.
And I never left. And so I'm saying all this to say that it was in that environment that I learned what marriage was. Had I never gotten to that environment, I never would have learned what this thing was about. How to be a husband, how to be a father, how to be a friend, what's expected of me. You know, and there were models in there. There were models of the other thing in there too.
Yeah.
Don't get me started with the dick pics. But there was come on. So
anyway.
So there were models. There was the guys, the two guys weren't just models. They let me in.
Gotcha.
To their life.
Right.
So that I saw, what up, Ms. Ike? So I saw them outside of the church environment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, these dudes is really, really serious about this. And so it was it's very easy for me to glean from you if I see you serious about what you're talking about.
Right.
You know, I see you serious what you're talking about. And then this gentleman wrote a book, Healing the Father Wounds, that we got to the root of a lot of stuff that was wrong with us. And that right there is where a lot of us need to start at. We need to get to the root of a lot of stuff that's wrong with us. A lot of things that you think is the problem are symptoms of what is actually the problem. And we need to get to the root of it. So, you know, fast forward to where we are now, I still got a lot to learn. I still have a lot of digging to do to get a lot of this muck out of me, because this muck was my foundation. I lived off this muck and mire for years. It helped me survive.
Right.
And it's very hard to get rid of those patterns when they helped you get through certain situations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, trying new stuff like we talked about, transparency and open. I'm opening up so my wife can see more of me, my vulnerability.
Right.
Because, you know, us growing up, being vulnerable was considered soft.
Right.
You soft.
So like I had told you before, that you tend to revert to the evasive part, meaning you were always evasive about your comings and goings because of what you were doing. You didn't want me part of that.
Okay.
So now we're doing a new thing, but sometimes that muscle memory will take you back to those behaviors where it's no longer necessary.
So I'm still doing it.
You're getting better. What does that look for?
She said I'm getting better.
You're getting better. You're getting better.
I should be happy.
Oh God.
Should I be? I don't know. I guess I should be happy. But
yeah.
And that's pretty much the thesis of this show today, or most of our shows. It's better for today.
Yeah.
How can I be better? What do I need to do to be better? Not, Dennis Morrison says, we have to be accountable and responsible for our actions and own our mistakes. That is correct. Maisha says, good for you, bro. Keep doing the work. That's Dennis's comment. Sorry, D, I put it for you. But, you know, there's always something you can work on.
Definitely.
And people don't get it twisted. I don't have to get better for her, because if I get better for me, it's better for her.
Definitely.
Because when you get better for somebody else and you don't get the response you was looking for, you become bitter.
Yeah.
But you got to look in the mirror and go, it's your fault. Because that person didn't know what you was doing.
Yeah.
You going to get mad at somebody you ain't telling the plan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's most of our dilemma as men, I can't talk about women, you know, because I'm not one, is we're afraid to be open about how we feel about certain things. It's very, very difficult for us to be open because that's our guarded space. You know what I'm saying? I can't let you in there because I'm afraid you're going to misuse that. It has nothing to do with you.
So that's where the trust comes in.
Yeah, but see what a lot of
women. So it's different for men, of course, than women.
Because we're out there all day.
Right.
Fighting and we have to really, really, really learn how to trust our women. I mean, it's a learned thing. I'm getting better and better at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hopefully I'll get really good before I die.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Then it says, what time is it now, having now faith and learning from yesterday and not take yesterday into tomorrow? Dennis is talking Pootie Tang. I don't know what the heck he just said. Sorry. Break that down for us, Pootie. Then it just went Oswald Bates from Living Colors.
Man.
And the proliferation. What's up, Shell? How you been? Kimmy's sister, Ron's sister. You like who the hell you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's important to pour into your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Pour into your relationship. Pour into your wife. Make your wife feel safe around you. Women, make your husbands feel like a king.
Yeah.
I know some of them is the court justice. But you gotta, I mean, you chose them.
Yeah.
I mean, try to remind yourself of why you chose them.
Yeah.
Just because you've changed doesn't mean folks have to accept it. That's 100% correct. That's 100% correct. So that's why I said the change is not for other people.
Right.
It's for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If the person doesn't accept it, I mean, is that why you're doing it?
Right.
Then it says we have to start together and finish together. Now he's running a relay race.
I was gonna say, I don't think necessarily.
Yeah, the change is for you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you change, the relationship changes. Now, like you said, Winifred, the person doesn't have to accept it. That is 100% correct.
Right.
If they don't, okay. You can't get bent out of shape because they didn't accept your change because you probably put them through hell for so many years. So I'm not going to say they have a reason for not accepting it, but it's their reason. Right. You have to move on. Right. I've learned a long time ago that sometimes our assignment is to make that person better for their next journey.
Right. It's not necessarily for you.
It's not necessarily for you. You know, people say until death do us part. Death doesn't always have to be physical. Doesn't have to be a physical death.
Right.
It could be a soul, a spiritual thing, or there just might not be a connection there between you and the other person because of the things that's happened in the relationship. So change is for you. Right. You want to get better. Right. I learned that early on in counseling that if you're like a guy came in there, and I think I shared this with you, a guy came in there and he came in because his marriage was in danger of dissolving. Right. And so he was there to prove to his wife that he was trying to get help.
To fulfill an obligation.
I'm trying to get help. But Holy Spirit was up in there.
Yeah.
And he got help.
Real help.
He got help. And that was one of the things the facilitator told us early on. Yeah. In our sessions. If you're here trying to impress somebody, you're here for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand that. Like you said, when everybody is not supposed to accept your change. Right. That's part of life.
Yeah.
You move on.
Right.
You know, if you change and the relationship is still unhealthy, then y'all got to make some healthy decisions.
Right.
We can't keep doing this.
If it's a relationship where the two are working at
then that's different.
Yeah, and you see that your partner is making some real significant changes. You see them trying to do better. Then you tap in.
Okay, Dennis cleared it up.
He did.
What time is it right now? Find out if you can get along, and being friends is a good beginning. That's the D I know. He came out of Pootie mode. You know, and I would encourage anybody that's in a relationship to go individually to counseling and then go to counseling together. Because if you, and this is from experience, if you go to counseling together, it's going to be a finger point match.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a finger point match. But you gotta get back once again to the root of why did we get married?
Right.
What did we get married for?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people don't discuss that. They just
Yeah.
they love having sex. They like being
I was
around
gonna
each
say
other.
people who go to church, and they feel they get married so they can have sex.
And
Some
of the relationships we've seen,
and
they ain't last a year.
Yeah, no, they did worse than the Kardashians.
Because sex,
yeah,
that gets old.
it gets really old. Yeah, fast.
Stick of drawers on the floor. She keep using my toothbrush.
You and that daggone
I
toothbrush.
ain't never gonna forget it.
Because it was you.
Carmen, my toothbrush was wet.
Whatever. Because you wetted it. Did it?
I wetted it.
Did it?
She used my toothbrush. Hey, Sean. Yeah, you know, you gotta have some foundational stuff to lean on, because if you don't, you're gonna get tired of that person.
Yeah.
You know, what's the bigger picture? Why do we get married? What is our plan? What's our goal? You know, a lot of people don't make it past 5 years, and it's in those 5 years you learn a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Those are essential 5 years.
They the hardest.
And they the hardest. Yeah.
They the hardest because you got two totally different people trying to make sense.
Right.
Of living
together.
together.
The crazy thing is, think about it. We lived with each other for a while before we got married.
Yeah, but you put up with a lot.
But I'm saying, after the connection of us getting married, it was like those 5 years were different from the first 5 years.
I don't remember. I was under the influence. I don't remember a lot. Counseling is good if your partner is better at handling money than let her, even if you make more.
He back to Pootie again.
And he's back. And he's back.
It's good if your partner is better.
All right, D.
Okay. I think it's night time.
D is sweepy.
He's sweepy.
He's sweepy. And man, there's a bunch of scriptures that, you know, I could two people carrying together as one, you're still learning the person in the first. That's correct, Poochie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, you don't have to, but I would recommend giving the abundance of your grace to your spouse.
Yeah.
You know, we tend to give people in the streets a lot more of a pass than we give people in our house, man.
But just how at work you have an organizer, got a calendar, you put down your meetings.
Things is important
and stuff. You check in with your supervisor, do your one-on-ones. You got to do the same with your spouse. You have to do a weekly check-in. How's it going? Is there anything you want to discuss, openly? How did this make you feel? How did that make you feel? You're going to have the ugly conversations so that you two can come to a common ground and understand how the other one thinks, how they saw the situation. You have to have conversation, effective conversations.
So this was, I said I wasn't going to.
But you did it.
Put it here, but I'm going to put this here. Morrison, a separate child, if your marriage is just 5 years old, then it is a 5-year-old child.
Okay. I think Dennis needs a nap because I don't understand.
You ain't getting high, are you? She said Loretta Person says, I was married for 27 years and still didn't know the man. We were together for 37 years. That's interesting. Poochie says, I'm trying to learn from my union with Osborne Bands. I'm showing that.
Who was Winnie Corbin?
Winnie. Carmen, when I saw you with Alfred, I used to say to myself, what is that good girl doing with him? it took years for me to understand. Mind your business, Winnie.
Who is that?
She from the island. She's from the island.
Oh.
Karen says premarital counseling is very important to learning your. That is correct, Karen Baker.
Yes.
You need to go to counseling because you might find some things out
Yeah.
you just never knew.
Right.
Then it's still right stuff. So this was one of the scriptures that I liked. It was out of 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. And it starts off, it says, husbands, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. That's the part that got me. Like, how we treat our wives could be a hindrance to our prayers being answered. Somebody else said something. Yeah. How we treat our wives could be a direct result of our prayers not being answered. You know, and I went back and forth with Pastor Byrne on that about ain't a whole lot in there for husbands. You can look through that
But
Bible.
there is
y'all got a whole lot in there. And when you think about it, I think God knew what y'all was gonna have to go through.
What we had to put up with.
What y'all gotta put up with.
And when you say put up with,
yes,
it just sounds so harsh. I don't like the harsh connotation of it. I would just say that men are difficult, but so are women. We're complex. I'm still trying to put a good spin on it. But all in all, this was a great retreat. I employ everyone. You're in a committed relationship. You're in a marriage. There's nothing wrong with going to a marriage seminar, marriage retreats. I say you get great intel. You get information. You hear other people's
stories,
sharing, and then make you go, you know, it ain't that bad. Or, oh, I felt that way too. So you don't feel like you're doing this all by yourself. You're not the only one having to deal with certain situations.
That actually was one of the, I don't know if you remember, one of the young couple. He said that. He said, you know, listening to, some marriages that were 20 years, 30 years. Yeah, they've been married 6 months. And he like, man, they're going through the same stuff I'm going through, and they've been married 20, 30 years.
Right.
So he literally said, man, I see I'm not alone. That,
right.
There's some things I need to work out. I think Winnie says, Al, that's because to me you were mean, but you probably didn't let her see that side, or you wanted to change that side for her. I wasn't mean. But if you say I wasn't a nice guy. I'm gonna be real.
I was gonna say I never saw you as mean.
Because we always went outside of the projects.
Yeah, I never saw him mean.
And Winnie probably seen me drunk all the time.
I want to host a marriage retreat.
That's right, Karen. It helps your marriage to be resilient.
Yeah. I want to host one, and I want
Millie Mills, what's up?
I want to have it where even singles can come, and maybe people who are dating can come and glean off of the other married couples. And I want to have these Gen Zers, millennials, and seasoned people to be there for, because there's a lot of young couples who are not getting in the paint doing the work. They get in it for the clicks and the likes. And then when they get old, they checking out. And like you said, what did you get into it for? Marriage is a great thing. It's work, but it's a great thing.
Somebody said, it's sad that I grew up on the first side and never met y'all. You met us now, Loretta. Jessica says, keep us posted on the retreat. Yes, ma'am. Tasha, your pastors will know about it. Tasha and Rich, they'll know.
Yeah.
Mike Pochi says, yes, Carmen Myers, that will be good. You should first have a single treat. Help us out.
But I'm not single.
What's up, EC? Dennis says, you wasn't alone. I had an assignment of making sure I got home. Man, as many nights as we fell asleep on the bench, Dennis, stop it.
I was going to say, I found him in the park.
We fell asleep on the bench. Talk about Carms. Got to put in that work. But it's worth it, yes. Karen says, we will be there to receive and water. Yeah, you're going to be a facilitator.
No, Karen's going to get poured into. She facilitates enough.
She's filled up. We need her.
Oh, yeah.
Karen is filled up.
Yes, she is.
She's...
Oh, and she got a story.
Yes, she does.
That's right.
Yes,
that could teach a lot of people. Oh, my God. Yes.
Her story will help a lot of people.
Definitely.
What I learned more than anything this weekend is you don't know who is going to help you.
Yeah.
You just don't know. It comes from so many different directions.
But she doesn't even understand that I don't know the whole story. But when I watch her,
I do.
You stupid. When I see her and I see them as a couple together, I see the softness. I see it. I see the shift in her. And it looks good.
This girl said her grandparents have been married 71 and a half years.
Jesus, how old are they? Well, because back in that time, they got married at 12 and 13, 15.
Years. Glory to God.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's a long time.
Wow. Why you look like that? We can do that. We can do it. Let's do it.
EC, we need you to start interceding now.
Listen,
Auntie Stephanie is watching.
If we could,
she said they got married at 2. She said Karen
got married at 2.
Karen said they got married at 2.
No,
that is amazing.
But that's beautiful.
That is
yeah.
But back then, divorce wasn't on the table.
I listened to, what is her name? She's
She said they got married at 16 and 18.
Yeah, they got
71.
Yeah.
80, 89. Yeah, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. You listen to what now?
Who's the judge? Divorce court judge. What's her name? Anyway, she was talking about the difference in women back then, like our grandparents, as the women, as the couples, and then the women now. She talked about women stayed in abusive relationships because the men were the breadwinners, and they didn't have anywhere else to go.
Oh, really?
So they stayed in these relationships. The husbands was going out.
Tolan?
Yes. Just Tolan. And then nowadays, women are so resilient, and we got many bags. We got so many different stokes in the fire that they opt out. They opt out of it. Yeah, it's no longer being into the commitment part.
Yeah, so that's what we did last week. We actually got there Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
And left Saturday.
Yeah. It was a good rest.
It was.
The bed was a little too soft, but it was a good
22 couples?
22, 20,
22,
yeah.
23 couples. Like I said, the variation in the length of time that they were married was really, really
Yeah.
stretched out.
It was a couple of pregnant women.
Some pregnant women were
yeah.
there. It was just a smorgasbord of stuff to download into, like, you can get to help you.
Yeah.
Just
And even in the ages, we had people well into their 70s, and then you had younger 20 somethings there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So it was good. We encourage everybody to, number one, if you're planning on getting married, get some counseling.
Yeah.
And do some research, man, into the other person's family. It's some crazy people out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He said, introduce them to the family.
You go around when they don't know you coming around.
But it's on both sides, Al,
I
because there's some
men.
women.
I didn't say women.
Who have some real stalker behaviors, What's
22, Auntie?
She answered Dennis' question.
She wasn't in there.
She heard you say.
There y'all go defending each other.
That's Auntie Stephanie.
It was 23. Just to be correct.
Just to be correct.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being serious, man. With the drugs that's out here and the liberation and sex, people got baggage, son.
Yeah.
And the only time they get to unpack it is in a marriage. They don't get unpacked single. I'm not responsible for nothing. I gotta be accountable to nobody.
Right.
And you think you can continue on that way when you get married. And no, it's just not like that.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you got two married people who want to be single.
Yeah.
I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say we counseled people, but we have. And
Mr. Karen said that part.
She can say that.
She can say that.
You mean thanks, Carmen? Women can say that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
So just make yourself available to that person's family.
Yeah. So you can see.
Become friends with somebody in their family, and you can go around when you ain't with that person.
Right. Yeah.
You can see what's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can hear some stories.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear the stories after you married.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's your life.
Yeah.
It's ultimately your life. Women, listen to me. Y'all make the final decision in this. Listen, man, it's the way the world is designed. We can't do nothing unless y'all say yes. That's the power you possess. You said sometimes it's like a form of manipulation to try to use that power to.
Yeah, I don't.
God gave it to you.
No, I don't like.
I do. Use it. I'm just saying. Until that chick says yes, there's nothing we can do. Your yes is what solidifies anything. Anything else is force. That's power.
Yeah.
It's power. Use it wisely. Don't give it away.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all, that's why courtship are important. That's the exploring part of it. Y'all giving it away. And it's making some of these dudes the way they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You got a lot of broken homes producing women who looking for love, and how the song goes, looking for love in all the wrong places.
All the wrong places.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga trying to get in your drawers.
And
he's gonna say whatever he needs to say.
Once he
get in there,
it's over.
And once he get in there, Karen says, and blending. Go ahead.
No, I can't.
And blending families is another important reason for getting premarital counseling, bringing others along into their marriage. That is correct.
That's true.
Poochie says date,
explore,
investigation is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis says women don't want that to get out. It's already out, D.
Well,
EC said it's not just the yes, it's when the women don't know that they can just say no. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. Understand your power.
Right. But I think I really don't know what to think.
I don't know what to think.
I don't know what to
Let
think.
me put that in the chat.
No. I don't know what to think of what the younger generation is thinking when it comes to, I'm going to say, the women in regards to their body. And they've lost the essence of the power that you possess.
So I'm gonna harp on this until I die. And there's an era where crack flooded the hood. It flooded everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a turn of power.
Correct.
Because the young cats were selling the crack,
mm-hmm.
and the older cats was getting high off it. So let's see what this Dennis says. It's okay to say I don't know. EC says putting up with unnecessary stuff because they don't know they have the power. There you go. And so once the power got shifted, right? The respect got shifted.
Yeah.
All right. And then here go Dennis. Women are objects. Give your boy Dennis. And so once the power got shifted, the respect got shifted, the people that we look to for role models was crackheads.
Right. And their kids was selling.
And the kids were selling.
Right.
Kids were selling. And so a whole lot of stuff got misconstrued there. You know what I'm saying? What we're seeing now are the kids of the kids who were getting high.
Yeah. So you have a confused group of kids, a group of young adults who are just delusional when it comes to that.
I wouldn't say they're delusional. They've never been taught morality.
No.
Who's teaching them?
Yeah.
You come in the house and the mom, hey, you got any cigarettes? I've seen it.
She want to take a sip of your beer.
Yo, let me get a hit of that.
Y'all sitting there smoking and drinking together.
The power has got shifted. So now they make themselves objects, but Dennis is at it. So now I'm gonna ignore it. You got parents hanging out with the kids.
Yeah. So that line,
there's no line.
There is. Yeah. They blurred it out, even to the point of you're coming out of the building. And we were taught you get up.
That time's over.
And you move out of the people's way. These kids barely move.
That time's over.
You stepping over them.
That's how it is.
Yeah. It's just
you got grown adults scared to death of these kids.
Yes.
Scared to death of these kids. Opposed to taking your time and going to talk to these kids.
Right.
Because if you sit and talk to their kids, they will respect you because you took time to talk with them.
Yeah.
What Poochie say? The kids are like that because we failed them. I don't know if we failed them, D. I think we have become their friends and forgot that we're their parents.
We forgot.
Or you bring your man home to spend a night, no boundaries. I don't know what that's happening at Poochie, but I understand. You got grown adults smoking weed. That's right.
Yeah.
And so how can I'm laughing and giggling with you, and now all of a sudden I want to be your parent.
Now I want to be a disciplinary. Yeah.
And this nigga out there, he getting mega dollars.
Right.
And your little paycheck.
Yeah, it ain't pulling.
So the money situation is different.
Yeah, it's because how they view it.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's right. So that money is power, and I got more than you.
And so their view of sex is so different now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to people who have kids, young kids, who actually said to me what they don't think sex is. A lot of them think oral sex is sex.
Right. They don't think that.
No, they don't. They don't think that's sex.
Yeah. And yeah.
Jessica says influencers, Instagram, are raising them. Look at the clothes they sell for young children. Bellies out, booties out. Kids can't even be kids.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is the generation we're in. This is the culture we're in. How do we penetrate it? How do we penetrate it?
Yeah.
Opposed to this.
No, I don't want to point the finger. I would love
How do we
to
penetrate it?
have a conversation.
You got to approach kids.
Yeah, to
Stop walking
see
by 'em.
where you're thinking and not do it my way.
Stop walking by.
But let's
'em.
come to a resolution because that way ain't working for you.
Stop. It's working for them.
I don't know how.
It's working for them
I
because
don't
everybody
know.
is doing it. It's working.
It's just sad.
Well, let me change that. It's giving the appearance of working.
Yeah, that unrealistic life. That trying to follow these reality people, and they ain't even a reality.
I mean,
They're
these
not
kids
living a
is
reality.
12, 13-year-olds having babies.
Yeah,
Grandmother,
Yeah.
30 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Morality out the window. You know, so this sexual culture we're in now is crazy.
yeah, it is.
And because of what we talked about earlier, let's talk about the I guess we call it the premonition that Black women have an attitude.
Right.
The older men are preying on these young girls.
Yes, they are.
Because they don't want to deal with
Yeah.
the older women. And so these young girls, you buy them a pair of sneakers or, you know, because a lot of them are in impoverished homes.
Yeah, so a Lucy and a 40.
No, you got to get them some Jordans. It's past that. You got to get them a Jordan and some eyelashes.
Oh, no. Oh, and get their baby hair.
I'm just trying to tell you, man. So these cats come in and they can provide this stuff. And end up, you know, nobody's using protection anymore. My son, who was 6, came home and said he knew what humping is. Another child told him. I was floored.
OMG.
Let's look at some of these comments. The line has been crossed on who the parent and who's the child. Never drank one beer with my father or hung out. Mr. Morrison would have killed us.
Yes, he would have.
Just because you have a baby, don't make you a parent. Jamal Lucas says, go where you appreciate it and not tolerate it. All right, I don't know. Yeah. But we just in a culture now where, you know, sex is just not a guarded thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nobody's using protection.
Which is like ridiculous.
Nobody's using protection. And it's just crazy out there.
Yeah, it's
It's crazy out there. So we got to pray for our kids.
Yeah, we have to pray intently. Yeah. Because it's scary.
Because they don't even raise the kid. The kid is stuck with the grandparent.
Yeah.
And they are
Wilding out. Getting lit.
you got 4 kids. You ain't even 20.
I knew someone that was 24, 23, 24, and had 6 kids.
She was busy.
I'm like, what in the
I
world?
had to get a taste out my mouth.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, back to marriage. I don't know how we got to where we got to, but
Yeah.
where's my sheet?
What sheet?
Hold on, I have a sheet. I know where my pages is at now.
Oh God.
I'm gonna end it on this note. I found them. They're here.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Watch. Told you. They're all here.
Okay.
Let me download them. Download. Get out of here.
It is 5411.
Ask them.
I don't want to.
D, tell her what up, Fred? D, tell her what 5411 is. Hold on, we missing comments. Counseling is healthy. Marriage is a losted institution.
And so is your grammar.
All right, so Let me pull some of this up. This stuff ain't burning, is it?
Oh,
Bunch of stuff to burn.
yeah.
So one of the things we did every morning was, what would you call them? Declarations or affirmations?
Affirmations.
This, you can't even see it. It's too small.
So can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Those were the affirmations. These were some of the, this was the commandments of marriage. Anybody wants this stuff, I can send it to you in your email. This was the thesis of the event was love that works. Let me get this out of here. Some more comments popped up. Then it says the Reebok sneakers, we bought chicks to shut them up. It was $49.99, $54.11.
Oh Lord.
Mima, why you got question marks? I don't know why you got question marks. I guess that's the 5411. Yeah. This is what 5411 is, y'all. The Reeboks with tax. Tennis is crazy. So yeah, marriage is a labor of love. You're gonna have to put some time and effort into it. The effort part is yours.
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest things I learned this weekend was my wife's behavior doesn't give me a right to do anything. It does not give me a right to not do stuff. You still have responsibilities as an active participant. Question marks mean what? Boy, Poochie, you can't put nothing past you. I was asking her what they were for. I mean, I think I got that. Yeah, Dennis is crazy. People don't want to put in the work that comes with marriage. That is correct. Yeah, that is correct. So you know, it's gonna take sacrifice and you doing things that you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
And don't think you're doing it. Let me say this correctly. Don't do it trying to make your spouse happy. Do it because it's something that needs to be done. Because if you don't get the reaction you're looking for because you did a certain thing, you'll shut down. You won't do nothing no more. All right, I thought today's show was pretty good. We're gonna try to be on next week. I don't know. Our consistency is not as good as it should be.
We're gonna get better.
Because we're gonna get better. And my wife is in there fixing us something to eat. I don't know if she wants to say bye.
Oh, I'm coming.
But she's coming to say bye. You know, I don't know. We were on grief for a minute, but we switched it. We switched because, you know, we just wanted to share with y'all what we went through, what we experienced last week. We'll keep saying it if you're give out the day and time, and we'll be there. It's Thursdays at 8 p.m. Somebody writes, marriage is a business. The relationship is the commitment. What seals it is marriage on paper. Okay. D, let me put this in the chat. 8 p.m. Thursdays. We are on 8 p.m. on Thursdays. We try to come on every Thursday. Sometimes, you know, I just be tired, but that's almost cursed. It's a bad excuse, you know, but we'll try to do better.
Marriage is a business.
The relationship
is the commitment.
What seals it is marriage on paper.
I think it's more to it.
Okay.
No, it's not up for debate. I'm just saying.
Somebody said, get started with the retreat.
Yes.
She's been looking around.
I'm looking at some estates to rent.
But it's going to be probably down here, Poochie. It's not going to be up top.
Right.
So more than likely it's going to be toward this way.
Right.
But we'll let you know way in advance. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to come.
I like it that it's, you get away, no distractions, and you get to have some you two time with no other. There's no casinos, no shopping. Just you out in the air and enjoying one another, having real conversations, and have other people pour into you and you pour into them. So I think it's important. I think it's really important that we get together and have these kind of conversations.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Collectively.
Yeah.
That we have these conversations. So, you can hear what's on other people's minds and possibly learn something.
I would love to go to Thailand.
That's where he's at.
Yeah, I really would like to. I want to ride the elephants. I want to give the elephants a bath. Oh,
I just want to some places you can ride elephants.
No, unless it's the San Diego Zoo.
Yeah, I mean, I can help you. We can get a bus out of Brooklyn. Okay, Poochie, we'll keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the works.
Right.
We just got to figure out where we can have it. And can you make it virtual for those who can't get childcare? Well, think about that.
That's an idea. That's a real good idea.
Have it go live so that y'all can tune in on the sessions. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. So it's in the works, like we said. Zoom is good, EC, but we got this thing called StreamYard that works a little bit better. That we'll probably use that platform. Whatever works. We don't know right now. We're trying to secure a house.
Right. I want to find I think I'm near the ballpark of where I'm looking in Williamsburg.
Because if it happens in the summer, it's expensive.
Very.
Yeah, it's expensive for the summertime.
Yeah.
A lot of these houses rent out, summer, especially if it's by the water.
Yeah.
They rent out for.
So you're like 20,000 and up for a week, so.
So we're going outside of the hotel, Poochie. That defeats the purpose of the retreat. The retreat is for the camaraderie for the people, so that you guys can congregate daily.
Right.
A hotel, you only probably gonna see them.
You'll see them in passing.
But in the house, you got to walk past them,
right?
Have conversation. Trust me, it's different.
Yeah, it is.
It's different.
I prefer the house opposed to a hotel.
Yes, it's different in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Airbnb, whatever we can find.
Right.
Because we want to make sure the prices, where people can afford.
Correct.
Because.
And some people, because with those houses, you have to get them for the week.
Yeah, you got to rent it for the week. You can't just get it for the weekend.
You can make it accessible that the couples can come for the week to enjoy, and the sessions would just be the Thursday and the Friday.
Well, if we got the house for the week, we can stretch it.
We could implement other people to stagger. We
got the house for the week.
We have the house for the week. You're right.
Based off like the time that people say they can get there,
right,
can determine how the sessions you have.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
But yeah, keep that. Y'all keep that on the cap. That's something that we're working on.
Right.
We advocate marriages. People. There's a myth that marriages don't work. They do work.
Right.
If you put the work in.
If you put the work in. And healthy marriages, healthy.
Yeah. And not these toxic relationships.
Yeah.
But, so glad you guys tuned in. Like I said, it's Thursdays. Put it back up again. I don't know where it went. It's 8 p.m. on Thursdays. We're going to try to be next week. Like I said, the last episode was about grief. We just came on this week to talk about the event.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said they have these decent cabins in the Lake Anna in Richmond. Oh, we're gonna look into that, Jessica. We're gonna look into that.
Yeah.
Talking to my cousins, Jerron and Kenya. I think they have Airbnb with. Okay. Yeah, we like I said, we're into the exploring
Mhm.
stage right now. We're not.
And he said him and his wife still go on dates. Dating is important.
Absolutely.
Dating is like the couple that was there. They have a ongoing Monday date.
Talking about Dr. Dave and Pastor Murray.
Right.
Yeah, every Monday they shut
Every
everything down
Monday they shut
and
everything
they
down,
have their time.
and it's all about them.
Yeah, they have their time.
And every Monday is someplace or something different.
Yeah,
So yeah, it breaks up the monotony. You learn each other, and then at the stage in our lives, everything is different. So we get to learn that all over again. It's important.
all right, peoples, we out. Before you sign off, can we have prayer? Come on and pray, D. Let's send you the link right now. Here's the link. Dennis Morrison wants to pray. So we're going to send the link to him. There's the link, D. If you go in the chat, it should be in the chat. Jamal Lucas sent you a friend request. If you can't get on, D, don't worry about it.
It's rain.
It's been raining all day here. All right,
Pray
so I'm going
then.
to pray. You want to pray?
Okay. No, go ahead.
All right, Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to thank you for this outlet, this media outlet that we can come on and share and some of the good things about marriage. A lot of times we get this stickler about the bad things about marriage, but there are good marriages, especially when you are the head of these marriages.
Yes.
It is very important, God, that people understand that this covenant that we're in, you have to be first.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a possibility it may not work. We look forward to coming on next week, God. Hopefully, we'll be talking about the same thing. If not, we'll talk about something. But it's good to have open dialogue about some difficult subjects that a lot of people are afraid to have. Thank you for giving us this platform to have these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, peoples. See y'all next week. Peace.